you're obsessed with the Connie Pheiff Show. It's about a lifestyle shift to move up or out.
Hey, what's your jam? What's the one thing that really drives you? What makes you unstoppable?
It's about opening a new door to live your dream.
People give up way too early on their dreams.
It's about enjoying the journey. It's about keeping it real.
Damn, now the interviewee is interviewing the interviewer. I like this.
It's all about you.
I knew there was something else I wanted to do. Stop taking shit so seriously. Y'all can do this. Take an outrageous look at life and laugh.
This is the Connie Pheiff Show.
We love your voice. We love your jam. You need to be on radio.
And now your host, Connie Pheiff.
Well, hi there. You're listening to the Connie Pheiff Show, and I am Connie Pheiff. So you all know I ask you every single time to share our videos, share our audios. If you're on iTunes, share away because we have some really amazing giveaways that we have for you. We have something. I mean, we have truckloads of giveaways from our guests, from other people that send in things, books, T-shirts, you name it, we got it. So you want to make sure that you're sharing, and commenting, and letting folks know that you are following the Connie Pheiff Show. And also, you could tag our guests as well. So again, why the heck are you listening to the Connie Pheiff Show? Why do you come here every single week to listen to us and learn from our guests? It's because we are a business radio show with an edge. You get it all. It's unscripted. It's unedited. I mean, we talk about how you can move up in the C-suite, or if you have reached that success in your career and you are hungry for more, we're here to share with you and let you know what you can do next. Because so many people, they just want to ride out into the sunset, but they want to be fulfilled with what they're doing. And we talk about that in today's show. So our guest today is Brando Matthew Eaton. He's an American film and television actor. And you probably will know him best for his role in Dexter, The Secret Life of the American Teenager, American Sniper, and Zoey 101. He's also a producer, writer, and entrepreneur, and he dips his toe in a little bit of technology. He does work with Comic-Con. He's done work with politics. He's a show producer and writer, and we're going to talk all about that today in today's program. So hang in there, and we'll be right back with Brando Eaton. The Connie Pheiff Show is heard everywhere. You can find the Connie Pheiff Show on most of your favorite networks. It's time to now recognize and thank our major networks for all of their support. In the house, we have Conscious Business Radio, C-Suite Radio, Transformation Radio, iHeartRadio. We are also heard on Google Play, Apple Radio, Stitcher, and so many more that I just can't keep up with them all. I'm Connie Pheiff, your unstoppable diva. Learn more about our jam and how we can work together at my fancy schwanky website, ConniePheiffShow.com. I'll see you over there. Until then, like, share. Now back to the show.
Yeah, I mean, that's the way to really make an impact on this world. It's knowledge. If you can put people's minds on the right path, whatever that path is, whatever path that you're passionate about or that you think will have a lasting effect on people, that's you leaving your mark on the world. So when I'm dead and gone, that's something that will outlast me. That's something that will stay. It's not just whatever shiny toys I bought.
Right.
Whatever surface level things. I enjoy shiny things, nice cars, all that stuff. That's fun. But it's kind of empty if that's it. That's all you're doing in your life. I've learned that's boring as hell if that's the end game. Wow. So yeah, that's the bigger goal. And so the more that I can learn, the more that I can be involved in, the more tools that I have to succeed in that. And the more my eyes open up to other things that I think that I could legitimately have an effect on in this world.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's my overarching goal in life.
Okay.
Yeah.
So very philosophical. I mean, you don't hear that a lot from people, and I'll say, and especially people at a young age.
Yeah, no, yeah, that's absolutely true.
Right. You just don't. So you have a lot of great projects going on. I was stalking you. I was checking you out and trying to see where you're going next. So what is it that you're doing that you could share with us? What are some projects you have coming up?
Yeah. I assume you mean in the entertainment field.
Yes,
right?
in the entertainment field. And then you could talk about some of the other projects too.
Yeah. Yeah. So I have something right now that's more of a fun. It's just a fun project. I call it like a new age entourage. If you've ever seen Entourage, it's fun because I think it hits a lot of common denominators of just what makes a show sellable.
And this is what you're writing and producing.
I wrote, yeah, write and produce.
Okay.
Probably acting in as well. But anyway, it's a fun thing. We got like 100 million subscriber worth of like influencers, famous influencers on board, which is fun.
That's fun.
Basically, yeah, I saw that a lot of shows and projects were taking on these influencers, but then it was failing. It was failing because they would take them on because of large followings. But that didn't necessarily translate, and the projects look kind of cheesy if that's not, if they weren't actors and throw them into a lead role,
right?
Then suddenly they're drowning in the deep end, and it's very difficult to pull off a project like that. So I was like, okay, how can I utilize these people that I've connections with,
right,
without the project resting on their shoulders and make it still work? And so I wrote this show that's kind of like a new age entourage, but I say new age because it follows actors, but then also influencers, and they end up like merging together.
Oh, okay.
Sort of like new Rat Pack type group. And, but it's the whole cast, the real actors. It's a scripted show. But then the guest stars, the tertiary characters, they are, a lot of them are just like in Entourage, like A-list talent, guest stars, like little cameos playing themselves, or the same with the influencers.
Right.
So they play themselves, or they play a caricature of themselves. Like, you ever see This Is the End, or have you heard of that?
Yeah.
So like they'll have famous people on, but they're playing a joke, a mock of themselves. Right. So it's kind of a fun way to where we can utilize them, and it's kind of fun for everybody. So put that together, and we have a lot of traction with that right now. So that's kind of, in the entertainment side, that's kind of been my focus right now.
Okay.
Yeah, but I'm really excited about it. It'll be so much fun to film. It's just a ridiculous like comedy. So,
and it's almost like they're laughing at themselves.
Yeah, exactly.
Their own character and what they're doing. So that's always fun to see those real life people, like really like, this is who I am. We're human, we're normal, and we do goofy things too.
Yeah, and get in trouble and do stupid things. And we do it all. You do it all.
So, and what else? I know that's not your only project.
Yeah. In entertainment, that's the main focus right now.
Okay.
And then I have the comic conventions, the kind of celebrity events. So we're doing Walker Stalker in London at the end of the month, which will be really cool. Game of Thrones cast is coming, which I'm really excited about because I'm a huge Game of Thrones fan. I love the show. So that'll be really fun. And we bring on brands to go to kind of spruce up the green room.
Okay.
So we get to give the celebrities all sorts of products, and in return, the brands get, video footage and pictures.
Right. The exposure there, the access, the relationships, like we talked about.
That's absolutely the case.
Yeah, the biggest thing.
That's why it's been better than gifting suites, because gifting suites, people might not be familiar with that. It's where actors go or famous people go, and you get free stuff. But the problem is the brands, like, you get like 1 minute with the person. They're running by and they grab your stuff. Whereas this, like, you're there the whole weekend.
Yes.
So we have had amazing relationships be built through that platform. And now that, like, one of the events we went to, now the company is talking to some of the actors about doing like fun little viral marketing videos, YouTube videos, fun things like that. And that was from hanging out with them at the show. So there's a lot that can come of it. So it's actually been really cool. That's been a success. and then the technology company, which which is fun for me. I've just always loved technology. I'm a nerd when it comes to that. So to be involved, because you said your son's an engineer. I think that's awesome. That's not my background, obviously, but it's almost like the perk of acting, where in acting I can pretend I'm other things,
right?
A taste of it. When it comes to being an entrepreneur, it's the same thing. Like I get a taste of being involved in video games or technology or this or that, and I'm not an expert in it. But if I can be the kind of put the chess pieces together and make them do their fight their battles that they're experts at, and I'm doing my job. I'm almost like the producer of a business.
Yeah, and that's exactly what you are, and you find the other people to do it. I mean, in my business, I mean, I don't do everything. I mean, I have a whole team around me that does it, like production and all of this work. I have somebody else that does it. It's like, I'm in there. I'm the influencer. I'm the leader. I'm, shaking the trees and making things happen. And that's exactly what you're doing as well.
Right. So it's really rewarding. It's fun and stressful. I mean, of course, it can be really stressful.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and sometimes expensive.
And that's that's why we go to the gym every morning to take that out.
Exactly.
What's your process for evaluating these opportunities? Like, there's so many things that come your way. So how do you evaluate what's right, what's not right? How do you?
I mean, a little bit is just, I would say, I don't want to say instinct. It's my logical assessment. I mean, I can be absolutely wrong of, certain things just I get excited about. I go, okay, oh God, like that sounds brilliant. And then I get obsessed about it. Then I'm like, let's make this work. Okay. And so that's what it was with that. I have a lot of friends in the military and very, high up in the military. And so one of my friends came to me with this idea that he was working on with a buddy of his who's also high up in the military, but he was an engineer, and he's a brilliant engineer. And so they started telling me about this technology that they created, and I was like, what? Like, basically, it started with armor, and they have the first armor in existence that can stop EFPs, which is think of if you're demolishing a building, it's a certain weapon, not weapon. It's a tool used to cut through the big metal base of the building. So it's extremely dangerous, but it's easy to weaponize. Right. So like overseas, they'll weaponize it and fire it at tanks. Cuts right through tanks like butter. And so it's the cause of a lot of deaths. And so our main engineer lost a lot of men because he was, I believe, Army Ranger something, or I'm so bad at knowing their ranks and stuff. But anyway, he works high up. And so a lot of his men were dying from it. And so he was like, I want to figure out a way to stop this. Because we'd never seen it before and we can't stop it. And so he's the first person to create a way to stop it. And I saw that and I was like, wow, this stuff is amazing. And a lot of the other properties that it has is just, it blew me away. I was like, this is straight out of a sci-fi movie. I was like, let's make this, a reality. Right. And that was 2 years ago now. And now we're working with the Army now and some other tech companies. And it actually branched off to have civilian use as well. So I feel like that was my idea. I don't know. Maybe I'm speaking out of turn. I think it was my idea to take a piece of it and cater it towards the civilian use. And what that is cooling technology. This would be huge for the environment because it's completely green, and we can use it to, make refrigerators or make a house ACs, air conditioners, data center cooling, which is a huge market and very, very expensive. Things like that with no environmental footprint. Yeah, and like 1,000 times cheaper. Like literally, like
so totally different from acting.
Yeah,
very, very different. Very, very different audience. My son-in-law is an Army Ranger, and I actually know what you're talking about.
Okay.
Yeah, I do. Actually, he is overseas right now. He's special forces. I can't say anything more than that. I'll have my head cut off. But yeah, I mean, he's just little bits. He's shared about different technology that that they've been involved with and working with.
There's some interesting stuff out there.
Yeah, sure. That is for sure. Absolutely for sure. I love to keep chatting with you. I mean, a lot of the things that we've talked about, I guess I always talk about, where does your fear come from? I don't know. Where does your fear come from?
My fear? What do you mean?
Your fear. Like a lot of and I don't think you have any. And that's what you're saying. What do you mean? A lot of people will say like, well, my fear comes from not being able to produce this movie or not having the funding to do what it is that I want to do in life. Everybody has a different internal fear that comes up when they're looking at new opportunities or they're looking to do something. And like I said, I don't think you have that fear. You're just out there. Like if it's there, if it's an opportunity, I'm going after it.
Yeah. I can't say, I don't think I'm afraid of anything. Mm-hmm. And I think that's a good mental place to get to. I don't have any irrational fears.
Okay.
Of course, I avoid death, and in extreme situations, I do what I can to avoid death, and we feel fear in that. But even that, you want to, the more that you can suppress that and harness that emotion, and become almost a robot, the higher chance you have of survival. Mm-hmm. So. But yeah, I don't have any irrational fears now. I just I think it's just, I'm constantly trying to improve myself mentally and physically. And if I have goals or things that I enjoy, I just find a way to make it happen.
Right. I love that. So will you ever be satisfied with, I mean, you have your hands in so many different things. Will you ever be satisfied to say, I'm done, I've accomplished my goals and I could just ride off into the sunset?
That's interesting. That's an interesting question. I think so, but maybe not. I have a lot of goals. I have a lot of very big goals. And in fact, I think one day I'd like to have a family. Okay. And I think that's a huge shift in my focus. Because if so, then I'd like to put 100% of my effort into that. Right. And so then so that's why I'm not, that's 100% not my focus right now, because I need to do all these other things. And then if they reach a point where I can kind of step away, then that would be a whole, I think that would be exactly that of like, okay, moving on to, that's kind of like the end game. Right. But in the meantime, I have so many goals. I mean, will I accomplish all of them? Probably not. It may just be a forever spinning wheel. That's kind of sad. That sounds sad when you put it that way. No, but you have to enjoy the journey. You have to, right. You have to enjoy the journey. And you're enjoying the journey. And I'm 99.9% of the people that I talk to, that I work with, I mean, they have found their success and they're saying, I want more. Where do I go next? They're looking for new opportunities. Just this morning, I went out walking my dog and my neighbor comes out and he's got a business. He has his hands in a lot of different things as well. And he's done some acting. And he said to me, I understand you do technology and media and you're a publicist. Like, I just say hi to this guy, when we're out and walking the dogs. And I went, yeah. And he's like, well, I'm thinking about doing something else, but I don't know what that is yet. Could I talk to you? And I'm like, okay. So people, successful people just like you, they're always looking for what's that next? What's that next? It might be something where it's different. I mentioned earlier that we're looking to go to Tennessee and I'm going to open a studio there. My husband, what he wants, he's very much into the environment, and he wants to buy enough property to start a tree farm. And I'm like, okay. See, you have goals. You have something to keep the wheels turning.
Right.
They say when some people retire, they die shortly after.
Yeah.
Because you don't have any goals anymore. And
right.
Beyond that, I mean, I've met a lot of very wealthy people in my life. I've met a lot of very wealthy people that are very depressed.
Yes.
Because they have these financial goals or these work goals.
Right.
Sometimes they meet them, and then they're like, now what? Like, you can only have so many cars, so many girls, so many, and they're a mess. And so what I've taken away from that is you need to have goals that are bigger than yourself. Meaning, I could have $1 trillion tomorrow. Yes, do I have everything? Well, no, there are still so many goals when it comes to, my more philosophical side, those goals.
Yes.
When it comes to educating people, when it comes to, certain things that I'm passionate about in the world that, that will still be a fight that needs to be fought when I'm dead and gone. Okay, that's something that will keep my wheels spinning forever.
Right.
No matter how successful I am on the business front. And so that gives me motivation. That gives me something to fight for, even in old age, even, at whatever level of success. I think that's so important. Right. And it's so important to have it be beyond yourself, have it be bigger than yourself. Because if it's just about your monetary gain or your shiny toys, that's, you'll realize that feels very empty once you get it. And then you're like, fuck, that was the end goal. And you won't know what to do from there. And that creates a lot of psychological problems. But yeah, I've seen billionaires that are a mess.
Yeah, you want to find out what is that fulfills you. And for my husband, it's leaving LA. It's leaving, what he's doing and getting back to nature and growing trees.
I can't blame him. I mean, it's kind of I've been looking at places out of LA too. I kind of touched on that earlier with you. Right. I'm like, I want to get out of LA. Yeah.
A lot of people are. I think we come here for, the glam. I mean, you grew up here. A lot of people come here for the glamour and to make lots of money. But like you said, you need to find out what is it that's fulfilling you. And again, for us, it's going back to home. Yeah. That's home.
Absolutely. Like, I wouldn't raise a family here. I would not.
Yeah. I don't know how some people do it.
I would not do it. But I have to say, there's a lot of opportunity in LA.
There's a lot of opportunity. Exactly.
You can keep a good head on your shoulders, not get swept up in the BS.
Right.
And get a lot out of LA. But you have to have a solid head on your shoulders. Otherwise, it can drown you. Right. That happens to a lot of people here. But so that's why I'm here. I mean, I still have a lot of business goals and entertainment goals. And but I would love it if, let's say I got this show going or something like that. Once I reach a certain tipping point where it's like, okay, you know what? I can move out of LA and I can still, my career's at a certain point where I can still fly back and forth. Like it's not going to kill my acting career.
Right. And I'm happy. And that's what I'm looking at too. If I have a studio there, I'll have one here. Do the same thing. I could do the back and forth. I would love to keep talking, and I know that's a whole new conversation that we could be having just on LA alone, the do's and don'ts. But I got to come to a close. But if you want to just share with our listeners, let them know where they can find you, learn more about you, about your projects. Share away.
I mean, I'm easy to find, just at Brando Eaton. That's my Twitter and Instagram. Those are the ones I use. And if you follow my Instagram, I just post stupid, silly photos all the time. So you get to see my ridiculous sense of humor.
Yeah, some of them are. I love your picture with all the comic books, like you have
Oh, yeah.
Playing a phone.
That was for the Inspire company. Yeah.
Oh, well, Brando, thank you for being here. I loved having you on, and I know that we're going to be doing some more projects together, so I'm really looking forward to it.
Awesome. Well, thank you for having me.
Well, that's all we have for today. I'm Connie Pheiff, recovering corporate CEO. We are continuing to move ideas forward and keeping that passion of life activated. And remember, check out our future advertising for the Connie Pheiff Show. A lot of information over at ConniePheiffShow.com. And if you've achieved success in your career and you're hungry for more, you need to check out the best marketing, branding, and publicist team around. Give them a call right now at 570-906-4395 for your free consultation to see if you qualify to be represented by the Talent Concierge Agency. Or you can just simply go over to talentconcierge.co for the details. Our clients are unstoppable together. And I'll leave you with this thought for today. It always seems impossible until it's done. And that's from Nelson Mandela. You're listening to the Connie Pheiff Show. And if you like what you're hearing, make sure that you like us, share us, talk about us, and let all your colleagues and friends know to subscribe with us as well. Until next time, activate your power and keep the passion of life activated. Hey, y'all, it's Connie Pheiff. Thank you for listening to the Connie Pheiff Show. Check back often. You don't want to miss any of the good stuff. If you like what you hear and would like to be a guest on the show, head over to theconniefeifshow.com to apply. While you're there, check out our amazing advertising opportunities that will put you right in front of your perfect client. I will see you over there. Do yourself a favor this week. Activate your power and be unstoppable together.